you know, people are really starting to panic. They're really starting to have anxiety and depression, and they're being stressed out under the weight of the layoffs that are happening in the U.S. today. People are truly getting crushed, don't know what to do, don't know which way to go. It's hard when you're trying to support your family and you want to do things the right way. You want to do things the legal way. You don't want to be out there in the streets fighting or causing a bunch of problems. But you know what? The layoffs, unfortunately, I really believe they're about to get worse, because you know how they, even back in the day, they would hire a whole bunch of people around the holiday season to do their Christmas inventories and to take care of their Christmas people as they begin to spend a whole bunch of money. They're anticipating people to spend a lot of money, so they're holding on to people over this holiday, is what I really believe. After this holiday is over with, you're going to see a lot of more people begin to be laid off. Prepare yourself. It's so much stress and anxiety that's going out into the land because people don't know exactly if they're going to have a job from one day to the next. You got some people, and you got some people that are confident in the fact that their job will always be there. But this AI is moving in so fast and things are happening so fast, it's making your head spin. Because it's the holiday season, the biggest spending season, the biggest spending time. This is why I'm telling y'all, hold your wallets. Hold your wallet. Hold your wallet. Hold your peace and let the Lord fight your battles. If you just hold your wallet through this season, don't spend nothing that you don't have to spend. Why would you go out there and you make the retailers rich? Why would you go out there and you would fund their adrenaline to make you broke, to make you poor? You would fund their excitement for them to feed their family. And then after you've done this and after you've ran up all your credit card debt, spent every dime you got in your pocket, then come January, you're back in the midst of chaos and triumph. And now here you go again, the anxiety, the depression. It's done really at an all-time high right now. The layoff that has happened, there's not been this many layoffs in Lord knows how long. There's been laid off in October. I don't even know what the number is anymore, but it's been a massive amount of layoffs that have happened in the month of October, and then the month of November. Now here we go again. Things have leveled off just a little bit because you got to get through this holiday season, because this is the biggest spending time of the year. Retailers are not stupid. They're not crazy. They're not going to do a whole bunch of foolishness that's going to cause them to lose any money. But after they get your money, we go into the first of the year, it's game on. It's game on, and you're going to lose. You as a consumer are going to lose if you continue to keep trying to play this game and trying to throw your money in a pot where these sharks are going to eat you up. You cannot win in this type of economy. So the best thing for you to do is to hold your peace. Take your money and hold it to the point where you can use it to benefit you, not to benefit to grow nobody else who's already grown. These monsters, these demons, these devils that already grown to a high where their arrogance is showing, and they don't care nothing about the small person. They don't care nothing about the middle class. They don't care nothing about the poor. All they doing is fueling their own pockets, and they're lacing their own pockets. These big corporations don't need your dollars. They do need your dollars, but don't give them your dollars. Don't help them continue to keep playing this game that they're playing, where they take from you and treat you like trash after you get it. Because once you buy that lamp, you ain't gonna have no house to put it in the minute they continue to keep putting you out on the side of the road. Once you buy that blanket, you ain't gonna have no bed to put it in, because they ain't gonna allow you to buy no furniture, because of the fact that furniture is so high, it's got to be imported in if you get any furniture that's any decent furniture, and that's gonna cause your arm and leg to get it. So they're not gonna allow you to have anything. Not even want you to have a car, because the parts to get that car fixed, if you buy a decent car, is gonna cost you so much money to have that stuff imported in. Don't forget about the tariffs, y'all. Don't forget about the trauma and the trouble that we're in right now, as you begin to see that these layoffs are not over. It's not over. AI is coming in, and they're laying off people at record numbers right now. People that have lost their jobs, some of them are laid off and ain't never found another job to this day. They're still out there searching for, might as well say squandering for bread, because of the fact that they're looking for something to eat. They're looking for a place to go, looking for places to lay their head. Can't afford to buy even a decent pair of shoes to put on their feet, because the cost of living is way too high, and they got to try to save every dime to try to make it stretch from one minute to the next. They can't afford to buy no shoes, can't afford to buy a new outfit, because of the fact that they need every dollar to try to keep a roof over their head right now. That layoff anxiety is real. Do you know how hard it is for somebody to be laid off from a job that they have went to school for, they've studied for, they've got their diplomas, they got their GEDs, they got their degrees, they got their bachelors, they got their masters, and they were trying to work in these fields, and there's no work for them. And all of a sudden you look at them like, people are looking at them like, your GED is not no good here. Your diploma's no good here. Your degrees are no good here. It does not matter what you have or how educated you think you are. They have no use for you, and so many jobs are being laid off, and these people are having a hard time trying to find replacement jobs. And if they do find a job, they got to work for minimum wage, or they got to work for a lot less. They got to degrade themselves in order to even move in this society, losing their homes and losing their cars, and just really truly losing touch with who they are. Can't even really fathom, understand what is happening, because they never thought that they would be in this place. They didn't have time to prepare for this. A lot of this stuff they did not see coming, but that layoff anxiety, the layoff panic, the layoff struggle is real, and people are getting tired of it. They're purely getting tired of being treated like second-class citizens, or are they being treated like a citizen at all? They're treated like they don't matter, just being thrown away, thrown out like yesterday's garbage. It does not make any sense for this thing to be happening. How long can the people continue to keep waking up and trying to operate under this type of pressure? This type of pressure they're on is really going to make them sick after a while, because of the fact that they don't know exactly what to do with this. This hit them blindsided. It blindsided so many people. So many people are going to work right now, and they're going to work with anxiety, stress, and depression, because they don't know if they're going to make it through the day. They don't know if they're going to make a wrong move and they're going to be the next one to get laid off, or they're just going to be going to lunch and come back, and all of a sudden now they got a pink slip. They ain't going to know exactly when they're going to get walked out, or when they're going to say they no longer need their job. I mean, that's got to be anxiety and stress all by itself. You don't know when your next is going to be your last. You don't know if you're going to have a job from one day to the next. The layoff is getting to a place where people are having layoff anxiety. They're panicking. They're having layoff depression. They're just sick and tired. Because you got some people that are just want to work. They were raised to work. When you got a man that's sitting around all day long and his mind is being idle, you're causing that man to have all kinds of stress and all kinds of aches and pains in his body, and disabilities, and these things will start to show up. The sickness will begin to work them, because some men just want to work. You got some women that just want to work. They're used to working. They're used to working for what they want, and they're used to having nice things. But in this economy, it just seems like no matter what you do, you still got to worry when your next day is the next day going to be your last day. Or you're going to be the ones that show up at work, and all of a sudden you're going to get a slip saying your job is done, your job is over. Then you start putting in applications and nobody calls you back. You're going to job fair after job fair after job fair just to find out that there's no jobs. You don't put in application after application. You got so many sleepless nights. You're used to a certain type of living. Nobody wants to just sit up and eat beans and rice for the rest of your life. I know I don't. I know I'm not claiming that for me. I'm not going to just sit up and eat no beans and rice for the rest of my life. The devil is a liar. I'm telling y'all how I really feel. I don't got no problem with no beans. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want that to be my everyday meal. I don't want that to be something that I have to eat. I want it to be like it's always been. Something that I want to eat when I want to eat. Every now and then I like a nice hot bowl of soup beans. I don't want to have to be forced to say this is all I got in my pantry. This is all I got in my cabinet. This is all I can afford to eat. This is all I'm going to eat. This is what all that I've been, somebody that made me just eat this. Somebody's making me eat just this. I know a lot of you are out here and you're looking at this situation as if, okay, we're just going to surrender to the beans and rice. We're just going to give in to the beans and rice. Oh, we're going to cater to the beans and rice. We're going to bow down to the beans and rice. I'm not bowing down to no daggone just no beans and rice. I like beans and rice, but I like some crab legs too. I like some fried chicken wings too. I like some steak too. I like some lasagna too. I like to have some, as they say, I like some cornbread too and some biscuits too. I like some other things besides. I like some, I'm not no pork eater, but I eat a lot of turkey, and beef and chicken and fish. I love me some shellfish. I like a lot of things besides anybody's beans. You're not going to just take my table and just all I'm going to eat on it is beans for the rest of my life until I leave up out of here and blow up with gas. That's not going to happen for me. A lot of this stuff, I'm not claiming this because this is not the stuff the way God wants me to be. He said, I shall live the abundant life. And I'm going to stand on his word that no man is going to dictate to me how I'm going to live my life because God had already told me exactly what my life is. And I'm going to stand on his word. I'm going to trust and I'm going to believe in him. I'm going to believe in the God you said you would never see your seed begging for bread. God, you said that I'm more than a conqueror. God, you said that you came that I shall live and live the abundant life. I'm ready to live my abundant life. And my abundant life ain't wrapped around just no beans and rice. Now, I'm sorry if that hurts somebody's feelings, but I got to say this thing the way I feel it. And this is how I feel it, because this panic that's going on in the land today of not having, and people are settling for the fact of saying we're going to be broke and sleeping in the street and we're going to love it. No, we're not going to love it. No, I'm not going to accept it. No, I'm not going to. I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me. So there are some things that we have to do in the midst. And it's called prayer. It's called prayer. Don't surrender yourself to that. Don't speak that over your life. Don't speak that lack into your house. Don't speak this. Don't speak these things over your house. Right now, it seems like everybody that you see on these lines is just as rather than already dug your hole in the ground and you ready to just jump in it and pull the dirt over top of your head your own self. No, I still want to live. I'm trying to buy me I'm just venting here, y'all. No, y'all stick with me for a minute. I'm trying to buy me a Honda Accord 2025. Anybody got one of them since you get ready to get up out of here? Can you send your Honda Accord to my house and let me drive it? You don't need it because you already done claimed death over your life. You already ready to get up out of here. You ready to take your beans and rice and go get in a corner and go sit down somewhere. That's not me. I'm not ready to do none of that. My Bible tells me that I should live and not die, and I should declare the works of the Lord, and I'm going to stand right to it. And that means anything I want, anything I feel I need, anything that I feel like I want to buy, anything that my pocket will go get from me, I'm going to go get it from me. Now, I'm not going to be crazy, but I'm going to get me some. I'm not going to let them ruin me, and I'm not going to let them take and as they say, pick my pockets. But I'm going to buy what I can afford to buy. Because all this cloud is over of the people that's giving up. The people that's giving up and giving in. Yeah, I don't have no problem stocking my house. I don't problem with having no extra bag of beans over here. But I still want some steak over here. I still want some chicken wings over here. I want some turkey wings over here. I still want some fish over here. I still want some potatoes over here. I still want some collard greens, and I still want some kale, and I want more than anybody's daggone beans and rice. I'm so sick of hearing about them beans and rice, I don't know what to do. We're oversaturated with beans and rice. So let's not just continue to keep acting like we not here, acting like we done living, act like we ready to check out. We done checked out already, because that's not me. If that's you, then you bye-bye. I'm sorry. And I'm not being insensitive. I've been very sensitive about this, because let me tell you something. Right now, we're in a place where if you continue to keep, the people are getting laid off and they're going through anxiety, they're going through stress and depression. And so everybody starts taking on that spirit. We might as well just go on and dig a hole and get in and cover it, just grab the dirt and throw it on over top of there. Because right about now, we are in a place now where we got to not yield our spirit to a whole bunch of this negativity. This is why a lot of the people that are being laid off, this is why a lot of this anxiety, this stress is taken upon us, because we're looking at it all like it's a negative. Okay, it happened, and maybe it had to happen, but maybe there's something that we can do with this negative energy that we can turn it into a positive energy and figure out how we can manage our lives from here. What are we going to do? I mean, we got to be able to do something. We got to be able to figure out how we going to eat. Okay, maybe I can't go to work there, but maybe I can work over here. Maybe I can't go do this, but I can do this. Maybe I ain't got this in my freezer, but I got enough money to buy this. Maybe we'll be able to stock up. Maybe we'll be able to get some extra food. Maybe we'll be able to meet up with some people that can help us plant a garden. Let's do some things. I mean, I've said it several times. I got some land. Anybody got some seeds? Anybody want to come till up some ground? I mean, this is how you got to do. You got to be able to network. Maybe you have to network, but don't just give up. Don't just sit there and say, I'm done, and I'm just going to go crawl in a hole, and they took this from me, and now I don't got nothing. Okay, they did, and it's a shame that they're doing this. It's a shame that this is happening. It's a shame that we're going through this, but my God, what are we going to do as a people? What are we going to do in the midst? How are we going to begin to move to the point where we can encourage one another, we can lift each other up, where we can start speaking life over a dreary situation? We got to be able to handle ourselves in a different way than to consume this negativity on a daily basis. Our bodies are not meant to take that kind of stress and that kind of pressure and that kind of anguish, because I know for a fact when you press a diamond, you press hard enough, you're going to get a diamond up out of me. Because that's how you make diamonds, with pressure. With pressure. With pressure. That's how you make diamonds. With pressure. Some of you just don't know that you're turning into a diamond under this pressure. But you got to be able to move, and you got to be able to strategize, and you got to be able to see what's next for you. You got to know what you're gonna allow to happen and what ain't gonna happen. Okay, you took my job, but guess what? I got something you cannot take, because this joy I have, you didn't give it to me. The world can't take it away because you didn't give it to me. So therefore, I'm gonna go figure out how to make me some money, and I'm gonna show you that I'm marketable. I'm very marketable. I am very marketable. I can market myself. I know how to get out here and make a legal dollar. I know how to get out here and make things happen. This is how you got to look at this situation, because there's a lot of people yet that's still going to end up going to work that are not going to have a job. This is why I say, while you're on the job, don't look at it like that's where you're going to be. Start figuring out exactly what you're going to do if you're next in line for a layoff. Because this is how you got to think right now. You got to think, I could go to work, but let me tell you something. Even if I'm going to take this money now, I'm going to start thinking different. I'm going to start spending my money different. I'm going to start marketing myself. I'm going to start figuring out what I can sell. I'm going to start figuring out what I can buy and flip. I'm going to figure out how I can take this money and build it and make money while I'm here, so that if they do lay me off, I got an extra gig going on over here, so that won't matter, and I can make some extra money while they're doing this. You got to start thinking this. And then you got to start making it happen. Because they're coming for these jobs. They are coming for these jobs. Ain't no telling whose job going to be next. But the anxiety, the stress, and the depression that is causing the people, somebody got to tell you that it's only doing this is because of the fact that you have nobody to speak life into you. You got to allow yourself, even if nobody's not around, honey, this is a case that sometimes you got to encourage yourself. You got to encourage yourself and pick yourself up and say, okay, we got laid off today, honey. This is how you're going to talk to your husband, your wife. Honey, we got laid off today. But it's okay, because we're going to figure this out. We're going to work together. We're going to stay together. We're going to build together. We're going to figure out something else. But in the meantime, start looking at this situation like you could be next, because you could be next. And we already know that they're making a list and they're checking it twice. And they're running all these robots up in people's jobs, all up in their vehicles. And they're going to have these cars that drive themselves, and UPS going to drive themselves. And I seen a video on TikTok the other day where they had a drone that dropped people's groceries down from the sky out of this drone. So therefore now they're going to try to get rid of Uber Eats after a while. You're going to look up and they ain't going to need none of them drivers, because now the drones are dropping groceries in people's yard from the sky. So you got to look at these things like, okay, I see them. I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. So while they building them, you got to start building you. Beloved, you got to start using the talent that God has given you. You got to start using the gifts that God has given you. You got to start using your time to build you. They stick you on these jobs for 7-8 hours while you build them, and then they fire you, and now you can't got time to build you, because you ain't never home time. You leave home in the morning, you get home, it's dark, then they consume your whole day building them. Boomerang. Boomerang. It's time for the boomerang effect. It's time for the boomerang effect. It's time for the boomerang effect to happen on these jobs. Don't wait till they get rid of you. You start marketing you right now, and then you may be in a position before they get rid of you to walk out on them. Hello. Oh, I'm just out here trying to make y'all see that this right here, there's no turning this thing around. When money, greed, and power is operating, you got to start operating different yourself. Don't make them feel like you're the small person. There's no big me's and you little you's in this. It's just some common sense. Some people only got book sense. Some people only got book sense, and they don't have no common sense, and they start operating in nonsense. And that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. But don't let them think you're the one that ain't got no common sense, because your mother, I'm sure your mothers gave you common sense. I know my mother gave me a lot of common sense, and I got good eyes and I can see. And the spiritual vision that God has given me lets me see exactly what's going on here before it even happens. So therefore, while you're in the midst of this thing, I'm not going to tell you leave your job, but I'm going to tell you take that job and make that job work for you. You stop working for the job and make that job work for you, meaning you take some of that money that you got there and start investing in something that's going to create some extra income. And so they do walk in that room and they say, okay, now it's your time, Johnny. You're fired today. You'll be able to say thank you. That's the best thing you could ever did for me, because right about now you already done built your life. You done already used that job to your advantage, and you won't feel like they done used you. Come on, somebody. The boomerang effect. The boomerang effect. It's time for the boomerang effect. You know what a boomerang is? When you throw it out there and it comes back to you. Come on. Call your power back to you. Call your money back to you. Call your time back to you. Call your joy back to you. Call your hope back to you. Call your power back to you. The boomerang effect. Call your love back to you. Call your job back to you, and you work for yourself. The boomerang effect is in effect. Call it back to you. So I pray that this message helps somebody. Y'all know I get in it. Y'all know I get excited. I love y'all so much. There is nothing I won't do to but get on these lines and hope I can motivate, uplift, come on somebody, and inspire you to be able to get up and do something different, to be able to start thinking different, change your mindset, start putting your power to work for you. You just got to work your power. That's all you got. And get some no's in your vocabulary. You will understand that a no is a whole sentence. So when you start telling them devils no, or you walk in there and say, I quit. Oh, come on, somebody, because you didn't use that money from that job to build your own self. So now the power, pull your power, call your power back to you. It's the boomerang effect. You're too powerful for that. God has made you wonderfully and fearfully made. He's made you in his image. So therefore, you got power. You just ain't tapped into it yet. Come on, somebody. Don't y'all start me preaching. I told y'all I'm not no preacher, but God knows I can uplift, motivate, and inspire you on this evening. So with that being said, I love y'all. The panic of these jobs is causing so much anxiety to people. They're panicking. The layoffs are still coming. People are still in a frenzy about it all, and they don't know if it's going to be what today is going to be their last day. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know that I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all, and let's use the boomerang effect, and let's begin to build our own life, build your own self, start changing your mindset and doing things different. So with that being said, if you stayed here this long and you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscription button. It truly does help us a lot over here. It helps us build the channel, and we're really trying to get this channel up and running, keep it up and running, that we may be able to uplift, motivate, and inspire somebody each and every time we come on. And if so you have not turned your notification bells on, turn your notification bell on at this time so you will be notified when I drop my next video. Y'all be blessed.